Everyone's Paul, and I hope you're doing well. We're talking about Meghan Markle today because there's so much hate against Meghan Markle, and I really feel for her because I know what it's like to be under the attack of hate comments and hate articles. And I just want to ask you, before you open your mouth against this woman, ask yourself, have you ever gone from being a princess to being homeless and on the run in 1 week? Because she has. Have you ever gone from being the most famous person in the world at the time, getting death threats daily like all famous people do, and have the security pulled out from under you so you're in complete and utter danger when you have a husband and maybe a kid? Have you ever been attacked by every major newspaper in your country, have them actually put a tab on their website just dedicated to spreading hate and lies against you, and the hate and lies continues all the way until today? Has that ever happened to you? Because it's happened to her. Have you ever miscarried a child? May God save us from such things, due to all this stress that's around you, because she has. In Judaism, speech is not free. There is no such thing. You are not allowed in Judaism to talk bad about someone else, even if it's true, and especially if it's true. It's a sin to gossip about someone. It's one of the worst sins in Judaism. The rabbis talk about it so often, especially the Chafetz Chaim was famous. He wrote many books about it, about what's called lashon hara, evil speech. Evil speech is what Satan did in the Garden of Eden. He talked in an evil way, in a false way, about the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Whatever happened to the concept, which does not come from Judaism, it's just an American concept that makes sense, which is don't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. Piers Morgan has not been in Meghan Markle's shoes, and if Piers Morgan had gone through what Meghan Markle had to go through, he would probably have a nervous breakdown. I'm certain of it. She somehow, through unbelievable strength, managed to keep it together, even though at some point they may have been denying her the ability to get therapy. I don't know about that. I'm not an expert in her life, but I do know that these people talking crap about her have not walked a mile in her shoes, and they probably would not be able to handle what she went through. So who are you to speak up against her? Judaism needs to hold a bigger role, a larger role in society, because Judaism teaches us the truth. And the truth is that speech is not free. Speech can be very, very harmful. The Mail, which is one of the newspapers in England, you could argue was responsible for her miscarriage. So therefore you begin to see why Judaism is so against evil speech, because it's not just speech. This speech leads to results, evil results. It leads to death, the death of an unborn child. So back off Meghan Markle. Until you've been through what she's been through, back off. You do not know who you're speaking ill of. Speaking ill of one of the strongest people that exist in our generation, because nobody has been through as much hate as this woman. And the fact that people are still piling it on today. Why? Because they want a Netflix series? Because they want to be famous? So everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be in the limelight. You don't? You wouldn't take the opportunity to go on Oprah if you had the opportunity? Of course you would take the opportunity. Anyone would. And there were so many lies spread about them. They deserve some airtime to correct all the lies that were told about them. And, people have the right. I mean, they really shouldn't. They shouldn't have the right to speak publicly and embarrass a person, even if what they're saying about them is correct and it's true. It is still gossip. It is still not allowed according to Judaism. It should not be allowed according to American law either. Okay, I hope this makes sense, and I hope that this message will bring about more love and respect for this woman and for each other, and for all of us to learn from this episode, recognize that we shouldn't judge someone until we've walked a mile in their shoes, and we shouldn't speak ill of someone. We shouldn't talk about other people very much at all. Certainly not about their bad qualities to other people. It says in Judaism that when you do that, when you speak lashon hara, you're hurting three people. You're hurting yourself, because you're sullying yourself. You're hurting the person that you're telling it to, because they're committing a sin by ingesting this evil speech. And you're hurting the third person, which is harder to understand, the person you're talking about. You're actually hurting that person as well. Because like Satan, what you're doing is an accusation against that person. And whenever somebody accuses another of a sin, it brings it before God. And God has to then consider it and judge it. So you are bringing judgment upon that person when you talk bad about them. So speech is so powerful. So often more powerful than action even, that we must take it seriously and never call it free. It is not free. It is critical. It is valuable. It is like a knife. It can be used to kill and it can be used to heal. So let's combat all the negative speech that's going on today with positive speech. Let's make positive comments on people's videos. Let's say complimentary things to people in the street. Let's say happy holidays. Let's wish them the best. Let's ask them how they're doing. Let's always bring more positivity to our lives and to the lives of the people around us, so that eventually, when goodness becomes cool, when goodness goes viral, we'll eventually be able to turn this world into a home for God, a home of peace and love. May it happen immediately. God bless.